Hi there, my name's Alyssa, and I use the streetcar as a mode of transportation.
Hi, my name is Olaki Kemi Ushara. My most used commute on the TTC is the subway.
Hi, my name is Kyle. I ride the TTC from home to school to work, kind of interchangeably.
The Toronto Transit Commission manages one of the most heavily used mass transit systems in North America. An extensive bus network, 4 subway lines, and a streetcar system stretch out from the downtown core and out into the edges of the Greater Toronto Area to move an average of 200 million people per year. At its best, public transport is weaved deeply into the urban tapestry. A well-executed system is consistent, reliable, inexpensive, and bears the load of surface traffic. It is a part of how citizens work, play, and live in a dense, sprawling setting. Toronto is projected to invite an exponential wave of new citizens in the near future. To see if the TTC can evolve in the face of exponential growth as the pumping heart of the metropole, we need to understand what it is now.
Hi there, my name's Alyssa, and I use the streetcar as a mode of transportation.
Where do you ride the streetcar from? Like, what's your route?
I usually ride it from my house, which is at Coxwell, and I usually take other ways as well. I don't just come to school in the streetcar. I do, I come from Coxwell.
So, Alyssa, what's your general experience with the streetcar?
My general experience with the streetcar is good. It gets me from point A to point B. It's great. I enjoy it.
What's one of the most recent experiences with the streetcar?
My most recent experience was getting to the AGO the other day, and it was great. We got from point A to point B, and I was very satisfied with it.
Any memory of the streetcar that you might want to share?
There's many memories of the streetcar that I could share, but they're all quite interesting memories. It depends on what you want to know. I mean, I've had positive experiences and interesting experiences, I guess. There's been times where I've been on the streetcar and I've seen love unfold. I've seen people being proposed to on the streetcar, and it was a very magical moment. The positives are it can get you to point A to point B. Negatives are that anybody can really get on the streetcar, and sometimes it can be a dangerous experience. There's been times where I've been on the streetcar and I've felt unsafe for my life, but there's also been times that I've been on the streetcar and it's collectively a good setting. It just depends on the day that it is and where you're going, right? Streetcars are great to go on. They get you from point A to point B, and I recommend it anyone that's in the city. If you don't have a car, this is the best mode of transportation.
Toronto's iconic streetcar network is one of North America's largest and oldest. These routes are mostly saturated in the southeastern and southwestern parts of the city. 204 Bombardier Flexity trains run these lines from dusk to dawn. These fully replaced the more traditional Canadian light rail vehicle in 2019, marking the recent introduction of this European-derived form factor. Toronto streetcars make a case for urban light rail as effective mass transport and have been indispensable to the city's visual identity. However, the reach is limited in some cases in the way they are implemented. Their potential as an expedient mode leaves much to be desired. The solution lies underneath. There is one mode of commute that connects the east to the west and the north to the south. For Torontonians, this mode of TTC commute is invaluable. Some call them line 1, 2, 3, and 4. Other calls them by their popularized colors, yellow, green, blue, and purple.
Hi, my name is Olaki Kemi Ushara. My most used commute on the TTC is the subway. Usually line 1 and 2. I take TTC from my house to usually the mall. There's a Walmart offering. I go there a lot. I take the TTC to church. I take the TTC to the 18th sector, Douglas. I go there pretty often. So my experience with the TTC subway system is it's pretty scary. I'm not sure. I'm a big fan of like the TTC, the subway system, but it's fast. It gets me where I want to get to faster than like any other mode of transportation. So that's why I use it. One of my memories of the TTC subway system was one time when a crackhead kind of like asked me for money, and then I gave him like a cent, no, like $2, and then he starts like shouting at me like it wasn't enough, and I got scared, and I just like got back to the next stop, and yeah, it's pretty scary. Top reason why I love the TTC subways. It's really fast, it's direct, and it's a pretty smooth journey. So I like the subway system for that. One or two reasons why I might not want to take the subway is, first of all, the people that are on there sometimes scare me, like some of the, as I did before, like crackheads. They scare me, and also because like it stinks sometimes, and I'm like, nah. But I have to get to where I'm going, so I take it anyways. In conclusion, I'd say my experience on the TTC has been mixed. It's been good, it's been bad. But yeah, it's all about like getting to where you're going, so yeah.
As we decode the baselines to the TTC, if downtown Toronto was the heart, the subways and streetcar network would surely be the central arteries and veins. However, there is one mode of commute that is the most utilized and undercredited for its contribution to this vast network of connectivity. 192 routes are spread evenly across the GTA, carrying 874,000 people per day. Though not as bespoke as the streetcar, nor as effective as the subway, the buses are the TTC's foot into Toronto's sprawling roads. Oftentimes, they work as fallbacks to relieve emergencies on the rail lines.
Hi, my name is Kyle. I ride the TTC from home to school to work, kind of interchangeably, and then as well as sort of social events with friends. My general experience with buses kind of remains mixed. When it's running well, kind of boring, but like it's consistent, gets me where I need to be. And when it's not great, if it's scheduling, it's not great. If it's things happening on the buses, it's funny, leads to good stories. One of my most recent experiences on a bus is I was coming back from a concert with a friend late at night, and this drunk guy comes on the bus, and he, for whatever reason, gets down on his hands and knees, crawls over my legs to grab an empty beer bottle, and then just walks away. That was pretty funny. I think TTC bus drivers are kind of unappreciated. I know, like, I take regional transit as well, and in sort of smaller transit systems, I find a lot more people kind of thank the bus driver. On TTC, I don't see that too much. So, thanks drivers, pretty cool. The worst moment I ever had on a TTC bus was back in middle school. I was waiting for the 11 on Bayview, and it was the middle of a snowstorm, and the bus is supposed to come every 12 minutes, and I was waiting in the cold for an hour and a half. Not really the TTC's fault, just traffic was awful. So going back to kind of positives and negatives, like the TTC is pretty cool. Like I run into people who I haven't seen in a long time on the TTC pretty often. So it's cool to like just run into people and catch up. And it's consistent. I mean, it's not perfect, but it gets people where they need to be. So.
Next stop, home. There is no good substitute to a bus ride home. The YTTC bus network covers the entire GTA, acting as junctions between all major intersections and the subway stations, which are nodes that work all round the year to connect Torontonians to their daily grind. The TTC has always been a pioneer. Whether it's the fare coins introduced by the TTC or the comparatively recent Presto cards, which literally pile up the magic to enable Torontonians' daily commute. TTC has been a true leader in making travels across GTA comfortable as well as accessible. It is up to you now to choose which mode of commute is the best, or do you want to mix and match to get the work on time? The choice is yours. The TTC shall provide.